Breaking news on President Trump's tariffs. Mexico gets a delay, but Canada and China will still face stiff penalties for now. Jessica Moore following the developments for us. Jessica, I say for now, and I mean that.
It's all in flux,
Yeah.
right? It changes hour by hour, seemingly. Mexico's president says President Trump agreed to the pause in exchange for 10,000 members of Mexico's National Guard to help secure the southern border. But reaction over the weekend and this morning to the tariff announcement has been swift and severe, from Wall Street to Main Street. At one point, the Dow plummeted upwards of 600 points before rebounding, and average Americans are bracing for higher prices on just about everything.
In the home of the brave.
Call it the national anthem meter. A Canadian singer performing the Star-Spangled Banner booed at an NHL game in Ottawa after President Trump slapped steep tariffs on imports from our own allies.
We may have short-term a little pain, and people understand that. But long-term, the United States has been ripped off by virtually every country in the world.
The U.S. is now on the verge of an international trade war after the president's executive order imposing 25% tariffs on goods from Canada and Mexico and an additional 10% levy on Chinese imports. The president called the tariffs necessary to stop the flow of illicit fentanyl into the U.S. and stem the tide of illegal immigration. But even critics within his own party say it's a bad idea to target the U.S.'s two largest trading partners.
It will drive the cost of everything up. I mean, why would you want to get in a fight with your allies over this?
Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau snapped back, announcing 25% tariffs on up to $155 billion worth of U.S. goods like alcohol and fruit. Supply chain expert Cameron Johnson says e-commerce like Amazon and Temu will likely be hit hardest.
We expect that the U.S. will continue to put tariffs on most countries that they have a trade deficit with, particularly large. Think of the European Union, and part of that is because the U.S. feels taken advantage of. They are taking our resources and our money, but not necessarily treating us in a fair way.
So the tariffs against Canada and China are expected to take effect at midnight unless, as you said, Chris, something changes. It's also important to note a 25% or 10% tariff doesn't necessarily mean those goods will cost 10 or 25% more. The businesses will decide how much of that tax to pass on to the consumer. Chris?
All right, Jessica, thank you. And taking a live look now at the market, and here are the latest numbers. The Dow initially tumbled by hundreds of points this morning since Trump's tariff executive order, but has made some gains since the announcement from Mexico's president. Both the S&P and the NASDAQ also in the red. Dow currently down 159. It was down over 700 points earlier today, as we mentioned. Now, the U.S. Agency for International Development could soon be shut down. President Trump's billionaire advisor, Elon Musk, announcing this morning that government agency will close. U.S. aid staffers were instructed to stay away from the Washington headquarters today. Hundreds of employees have reportedly been locked out of the agency's computer systems. The White House placed two top security chiefs at USAID on leave after they refused to turn over classified material to Musk and his team, who were not authorized. USAID oversees humanitarian development and security programs in 120 countries. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is currently on his way to the southern border in his first trip there since taking office. Hegseth will be in El Paso, Texas, to meet with military members working on a crackdown on illegal immigration. Friday, the Pentagon announced it's preparing to deploy around 1,000 troops to assist Border Patrol agents. Stay with CBS News New York as we continue to track the daily events of President Trump's first 100 days in office and how they'll impact you. For the very latest, just go to our website, cbsnewyork.com.